Hey guys, what is happening? I have been kind of absent lately, and the reason why is, I have released a few demo videos here and there, but I really haven't done any gig vlogs or like kind of connected with you guys in a long time. So I thought maybe we'd do a studio tour today. One of the reasons I have been kind of absent is over Thanksgiving, I got really sick with the flu, and when that was over, I think I got an ear infection and my eardrum burst. I cannot hear anything out of my left ear, which really sucks being a guitar player. I did play several gigs with my eardrum like that, and I just did not feel up to filming any of my gigs at the time. And so life has been kind of a pain in the A lately. I had this goal in December to release a whole bunch of videos. I'd shot a whole bunch of stuff, and I had all these plans. I was going to film those couple gigs I had, which were really fun gigs, but I just didn't feel good. And I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor today, and they said I basically have a hole in my eardrum, and it should heal in the next few weeks or a month, which kind of sucks because a lot of my job is mixing for clients and listening and editing my YouTube videos, and I can't hear squat. I can only hear out of this ear. I can kind of hear out of this ear, but not really. It's just it's bad news. Anyway, you guys, I thought I would show you this is like the 2022 end of year studio tour, and just kind of how we're set up here. And maybe we'll start with just how I do video. And let me get these. All right, so it used to just be a one camera, well, two camera setup, sometimes three, and I'd have SD cards, and I had to kind of chase the SD cards around. And so I kind of got to know Henny and Polly from YouTube. If you guys know who he is, lives in Germany and has a thing every year called 42 Gear Street, which I went to. But Henny kind of told me about the switcher I should get called the Cam Mini. And so now I have a 3-camera setup. I have, they're all Sonys, and a couple lights, soft boxes on both sides, nothing major. And I can basically use this to switch between 3 cameras. And then this last one is it could be another camera, I guess, but it's also, I hook my computer up, my laptop up to it. And usually my laptop is sitting right here. Anyway, if you look up here, you can see this switch. So here's camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. And there's also a little foot switch thing that uses Bluetooth that I don't have out right now that I can use to switch with my foot while I'm playing the guitar. And I've tried to keep this side of my control room as kind of the video side. And I try to keep I have video stuff like little gimbals and microphones and sliders and things. I try to keep that all on this side, and then I try to keep this side as the audio side. All audio stuff. I have 4 monitors. I don't really use the middle ones or the KRKs a ton. I do use the Yamahas and the Events, which are the gray ones on the side. Coming down this left side, we have some mic preamps. That's a Joe Meek. The green one's a Joe Meek, and it's also got an EQ and a compressor in it, and a de-esser. It's kind of like a channel strip. That's the first channel strip I ever got. Below that, an ART Pro 2 tube stereo mic pre, and I sometimes use that for keys and other stuff, but I mainly use this Focusrite. A lot of the demos you guys hear are this Focusrite. My Helix or a microphone or whatever I'm using goes into this and then into my computer almost 90% of the time. Sometimes it might be this Golden Age mic pre. Sometimes I'll mic stuff up. And then down here I have a Neve. The white one's a Neve it's a Neve 511. I mostly use that for vocals. There's a DBX compressor and an EQ, and then I've been using this API a ton to run direct, and then also mic up drums and other stuff. And then this is just kind of a dust cover because I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money to fill up the rest of this 500 series rack. You guys that are studio dudes know what I'm talking about. And then down here is just some other stuff. Cool little rack gear. I have this Ibanez, this old vintage Ibanez delay. It's analog and it has like a delay and a doubler and flanger. I need to get it out and use it more because it's really cool. It's real analog. And then just some random pedals I have not done videos on. Well, I have done on some of them, actually. I lied. I have done some videos on those. MIDI keyboard, which controls my my instruments in my DAW. A lot of times when you guys are seeing me do demos, I did a demo of my buddy's Fractal FM3, and I liked it so much that I bought my own on Reverb. So I bought a Fractal. So lately what you've been hearing is probably my tones have been out through the Fractal. And I may do some more videos with the Fractal, which is just incredibly awesome. Yamaha keyboard that I've had forever. The mixing board is more of like a monitor just to run all my speakers. And more preamps. And what I use for recording my interface is a PreSonus, I think it's called the 1818 VSL, and I've just used it forever. I mostly use external preamps because I set these preamps to 0 and I use my external preamps to add color and just they sound better. And then above that is an extra 8 channels of ADAT, I guess if you call it that. Anyway, I can connect another 8 channels to the blue interface below. Captor X, Torpedo Captor X for when I want to do amp demos or record just with amp heads and select different cabs and IRs. This thing sounds awesome. I've only had it for a couple months, but when I was in 42 Gear Street, they used the aux box, and I think they used this maybe in another. I think it was mostly auxes. But I liked this kind of thing so much that I went ahead and went for it, and I've been using it on some of my demos. Recently bought the Slate VSX headphones for mixing. I don't know if you guys have seen those. That's a whole video in and of itself. This side is just power, some old rack gear, headphone amp for when I'm doing bands. But you guys probably don't care about a lot of the studio stuff. The way I do it is I have, you see those 2 cords right there? I've got 2 snakes that run out to the control room, or the live room. And those snakes, I think, have 8 channels on each. And one goes into one of those, and then the other one is kind of routed to these different preamps that I use. For recording guitars and drums and whatever else I need to record, it's just a setup that's taken me a while to figure out. And then with Henning helping me figure out my camera thing. And anyway, let's get into like guitars and things. This is my Deluxe Nashville Telecaster that I got a while ago. I've got a PRS SE Custom 24 Baja Telecaster. This is my Lone Star Strat with a Seymour Duncan pickup in the bridge, and it has a Vega trim on that I installed. This is a Firefly semi-hollow body guitar, which is actually really awesome. It was only like a $150 guitar. This is my Epiphone ES339 Pro with P90s. Love that guitar. This is my Variax guitar by Line 6. Has all sorts of cool sounds in it. Sometimes I use it for studio stuff if I want different sounds. Harley Benton. This is the Harley Benton Fusion Pro, I think is what it's called. Yes, the Pro Series, the Fusion. And love that guitar. I don't play it enough because it's been sitting back here in this corner. And so if you have guitars that are in cases or sit away from you, you don't play them as much. What else can I tell you about this room? subwoofer down there if I want low end. This is all done on a laptop that's connected to these two monitors right here. This is basically a TV, and this is just a monitor. And I just have a bunch of just gear that I have not demoed yet that I'm just so horrible because I've just been sick. I've been wanting to do videos on gear. So a bunch of pedals and things that I have not even had time. And I'm sorry about my voice. I probably sound kind of wheezy and sick still because I'm still recovering. It's just been a journey with being sick like this. I still have about 60 reverb pedals left. So if you guys are interested in a reverb pedal, maybe I'll do a video and do a giveaway of some reverb pedals this Christmas to show my appreciation. I don't know. We'll see. Ibanez RG 550, second guitar I've ever owned. Still one of my favorites. Still holds up today. Just a great guitar. Go check out my video on that one. This is just a Flying V, like generic, that one of my buddies gave me that just I could never get to stay in tune, and just kind of looks cool. Fender Princeton 68 with a Celestion in it. Oh, I was going to show you guys this. For years, I did not have any way to see like line of sight to any of my clients in the studio, or to see them out there. I was kind of just running blind, and I would just talk to them. There's a little talk back button on this, and I could talk to the drummer or a guitarist or the singer. But now I have run a camera out into the other room, and I have this little monitor that sits here on my speakers, and I can see what's going on in this other room, which is actually incredibly nice. I've been thinking about maybe running another actually running a monitor out there and running a camera in here so they can see in here as well, which might be kind of convenient. I have not done that yet. I'm thinking about doing that. What else we got out here? Sorry, it's just kind of random, you guys. But you guys, if you have questions, comments, put them in the comment section if you have any questions about things. Air Step Katana. This is my Katana version Mark II. And this is just a great amp for practice and for gigs. But for some reason, I tend to gravitate towards my Katana Mark I version for gigs more. I don't know what it is. Maybe the speaker is just more broken in. All right, Marshall 212 vertical cab, my Helix. This is the new amped one. And actually, let me turn on. You guys have seen me demo this and maybe do a few gigs with it. My pedal board. And this is what it currently looks like real quick. We've got the Soldano SLO Super Lead, the OCD RC booster, the Strymon Iridium, Echo Machine, Keeley compressor, mic mechanic for my vocals, B9 pedal, EP booster, a Azor chorus. This is so random. And Hall of Fame reverb. Oh, Crybaby Wah. All right, Marshall Origin 50 and a 212 Marshall cab. These two cabinets were gifts from a buddy of mine who is just a complete stud, as well as this Victory Richie Kotzen RK50 head, which a video should be coming out soon on this, you guys. I've just not been feeling good, and I've been so sick, and I filmed all these videos. I'm repeating myself. Anyway, Katana Mark I. Leftover Vegatrem box. I have leftover Vegatrem box. I have 3 guitars with Vegatrems on them now. Anyway, Katana Mark I. I've done millions. I've done lots of gigs with this amp. My DSL 40C. Replaced the speaker in this, and this was one of those amps that just took me a while to dial in live. I could just never get it to sound right until I changed the speaker out and started using certain pedals with it. I think the new one, the CR, supposedly sounds a bit better. I don't know. I need to check that out. Guitars up here. Firefly is a Firefly thin line. Actually, an awesome guitar for I think it was only 129 bucks. Harley Benton DC Custom. Just a beaut, you guys. This is, you know, like a SG copy, but man, it sounds, I think it plays better than some of the SGs I've played. I mean, you can't beat some of these Harley Bentons. Over here is kind of a little nook area. When I have clients over, they can hang out in here and like just chill or whatever, take a nap while someone else is recording, as long as they're not loud. Let's check out some guitars in this corner. The ones I keep in cases are generally ones that are a little more expensive. This is my Strat, this is my Ultra American Stratocaster, and I put a Vega trim on it. I should demo that for you guys sometime, what it sounds like with the Vega trim. It sounds awesome. That's a great guitar. Empty case. This is my I can get it open. This is my Esquire. This is the 70th anniversary edition, or yeah, 70th anniversary reissue, and just an awesome telly. I've played it a lot in the studio. Man, it just sounds, it has the thing. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. It's that one. I think this one is my Richie Kotzen. Yep, Richie Kotzen telly. Just a beautiful guitar, and one of my favorite sounding guitars, you guys. If you get a chance to play one of these, do it. You'll be really impressed. It has just really good high gain humbucking tones, and then has that just throaty telly, like almost Fender Stratty neck sound as well. Killer guitar. So happy I have that. Ukuleles. Taylor, I think it's 310 CE. This is just an old classical I have. This is an old Yamaha, another classical with a pickup in it. This is kind of like a little mini pedal board I built for bar gigs, for really smoky, boozy bar gigs, because I don't really care if these pedals get too jacked up. I'm not really concerned about it. I don't want to take my really nice board out to some of these places. FM3 box. This is like an old cigar box guitar that one of my students brought once and had me try it out, and I could never get it to stay in tune or work. And then he never came back to lessons, and so I still have it. I should probably try to figure out how to get hold of him. This is a old pearl snare that a used to be friend gave to me, and then I haven't heard from him in like 8-9 years. Who does that? Acoustic guitar that some company sent me. This is a telly by Vintage Guitars. You guys, I've demoed this on my channel. This is that glary semi-hollow that I could never get to stay in tune or set up. It just fretted out. It was the biggest piece of junk I've ever played in my life. I may put some Christmas lights on it this year. Make it into a Christmas tree guitar out front of my house. I don't know. We'll see. That might be something to do with it. This is my other Nashville Deluxe Telecaster. I put a mitten green pickguard on it, and it sounds somewhat similar to the blue one I have, but plays differently. The neck's a little different, and I tend to like it maybe a little better even. I like the color of that one, the blue one, but man, this one just really plays well. There's a guitar I just demoed on my channel called a Fesley. Liked it so much that I put a Vega trim on it and changed out the knobs to gold. This is a P-Bass, Squier P-Bass. I like to have P-Bass on hand in the studio, as well as a jazz bass, which is over there. 5-string, just so if people want to do that kind of thing, they can. This is my Epiphone Les Paul Modern. I love this. This is my favorite Les Paul that I've ever owned. I don't own any Gibsons, you guys, just so you know. I don't hate Gibson. I just can't afford to own one of those guitars. And I don't think I ever will be able to afford to own one of those guitars at the rate that I'm going with my life. I don't know if I really ever want to own one, because the things I hear about Gibson sometimes are not the best. All right, and this is a Harley Benton Les Paul. And this is a freaking great guitar too, you guys. Another good Les Paul. What else? Let's finish up doing guitars here. This is a monoprice Les Paul style guitar. It's a bolt-on that sounds freaking amazing. I can't even believe how great this. I can't believe how great this guitar sounds. It blows my mind sometimes. I should probably use it more. And I've got a Beatles strap on there that my buddy gave me. Thank you, Mitch. Looks kind of cool. And my kids bought me a record player this year for my birthday. And they bought me Jimi Hendrix Smash Hits. I think I kind of asked for some vinyls this year for Christmas. I'm kind of one of those guys that doesn't need anything, you guys. I have everything. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe I don't have everything, but I have all the things that I need, and I don't really need a whole lot more. This is a little mixer by Rockville, I think, that just stays up here in the studio. Ampeg 412 cab that sounds only good with the right cabinet. It really is really selective. There's only certain, it only sounds good with certain heads. It's really selective on which heads it sounds good with. This is a cabinet I built. The cabinet's by Seismic Audio, but I put 2 Celestion vintage 30s in it, and I haven't really used it a lot because it's just so big and heavy. And maybe if I was, I don't know, I have easier cabinets to move around, like the Marshalls and things. Anyway, guys, this is my Stage custom Yamaha kit with a pork pie big black snare. I got one Zildjian cymbal over there that I used to be friend. Long time ago, I thought was a friend gave that to me. Sabian B8s that I bought myself, and I bought all the hardware, but these shells were given to me by a friend as well, which, I really appreciate people that are willing to do that kind of thing. And I've tried to give back to people, and some of my students, I'll give away guitars that I get that I know I'm never going to play. And Peisty hi-hat. What else can I tell you? So all these mics are ran out or run through. All these cords right here you see on the floor. They go back to a snake back here. You can't really, I tried to hide a lot of the cords so it looks kind of clean. And when I remodeled this up here, I put new floors in. If you guys can see, I've got like wood looking vinyl plank flooring, which is actually really cool. And these rugs, try to make it look more like a real studio. Anyway, this is my main studio mic. It's a Warm Audio 47. It's supposed to be like a U47. It's a tube mic. It sounds really, really good on most voices. Some voices could use a different mic. That's just all subjective. It really is. If you guys are studio guys, you know what I'm talking about. There's this snake down here that I can plug in multiple. All these different inputs go to different preamps in my studio. So like that number 1 goes to the Neve. Number 2 goes to the Focusrite. 3 goes to like a 1073. 4 goes to like that Joe Meek. There's just I just got them all routed that way. And this little thing I have here, it's kind of like a makeshift vocal booth. I can't remember the name of the company that I got this from. But anyway, you can come in here and kind of get in here, and it kind of blocks out some of the room sound. You guys can hear when I get in here, it just kind of sounds different. Just put a little thing over top, little foam deal over top. And what else? Oh, okay, let's go over to this side. Sorry guys, this is a long video. I'm trying to get through stuff as fast as I can. This is like kind of more for me to document than for you guys. This is a microphone called a Rode NTK that I use a lot for miking acoustic guitars, and sometimes as a room mic for the drums, and just anything actually. It does a good job with just about anything. I've got a couple of overhead mics for the drums. I think the tom mics are all Audix. This is a MXL microphone by MXL. This is a blue This is a baby blue bottle microphone. And yeah, so these are my overheads. I probably should have matching pairs on my drums, but I've never been able to tell. I've never been able to tell a difference between overheads if there's a different one, you know, unless they're like completely different mics. But 2 condensers over the top of your drums is usually going to do it for you. I got a Shure kick drum mic. I can't remember what these are called. Anyway, I got that on the inside. And then I have a condenser mic for my kick drum on the outside to get the kind of like the lower end thud of the kick. And you want to keep your condenser mics. And I just noticed that this one's not covered. You want to keep your condenser mics covered because dust and crap can get on the capsule. So I'm going to cover this real quick. So I just have these little, like, kind of little bags that cinch up that go over these mics to keep the dust off of them. I got a 57 on the snare. I sometimes mic the hi-hat. I don't ever mic the under snare. I've never done that. Right now, this drum set's in disrepair because I'm missing a bolt that goes on one of the some of the hardware, so I need to get that figured out. Headphones for recording, so that people can hear what they're playing too. This is my Fender DeVille. The loudest amp I've ever owned. If you put it on, not even on 1, people will be telling you to turn it down. Go see my video on that. Oops. My Egnator, Rebel 30, and an Avatar cab. I used to play through this amp combination almost exclusively for like a year or so, maybe 2 years, 3 years. Really great tones. That Avatar cab is a closed back with a vintage 30 in it. I've been running that new Blackstar Amped 1 through it, getting great tones. This is a fretwire guitar kit that I still have not built yet. I'm going to probably stain this and not do like a paint job. I might do like a stain job. It's a thin line with a Bigsby type tremolo on it. Lots of pedals, guys. I'm not going to go through all the pedals, but just lots of budget pedals and pedals I've had over the years. I just got the DS1. Long story. I wanted a DS1 because back in college, I loaned my DS1 to my lead singer of my band. And guess what he did? He pawned it off at a pawn shop for money for who knows what. And the only reason I know that is because my buddy, who I had several classes with at school, his name was Kelby, told me that, oh, your singer came in and pawned off a pedal and a guitar, which both weren't his. I think the guitar was our drummer's. Just freaking ridiculous crap that happened back then. Like our singer was so incredibly talented that we were able to look past a lot of the stupid crap he did. So stealing from us, doing stupid stuff like that. Anyway, this whole thing's full of pedals and just other gear. This is more pedals from New X. Some other gear that I need to review. I have just not got to yet. I don't think that people realize I'm just a one-man show here that does my YouTube channel, and I don't have all the time in the world, so sometimes it takes a while. This is a new AirStep from AirStep, and it controls your YouTube videos, so you can like rewind with your foot. I'll be reviewing that soon. Video stuff. This is a slider that I bought that I sometimes use to try to make my videos better, but I don't know if you guys really even care if there's a slidey thing going on that makes it look cool or not. I think I was getting more views when I just had one camera sometimes. Some speakers, so when I'm playing or like practicing with the band or playback for videos. I've got a couple of these old Radio Shacks that I've taken really good care of, and they still sound really, really good. This is a gimbal that I use, that I take out. When you guys see my gig vlogs, this is usually what I have. It's this microphone on this little thing in my phone. Fits right into this, and the microphone connects into my phone, and then I usually put that somewhere. This is a banjo tar, or Gitjo, I think they call it sometimes. Basically a guitar neck with a banjo body. What What have I not gone over yet, you guys? Oh, over here by my DeVille is a Roland bass cube, which was gifted to me. Not really gifted. A guy left it here, and I said, "Hey, do you want it back?" And he said no, and he never came back and got it. Good dude. This is some Star Wars, vintage Star Wars stuff that I think is worth some money. I just haven't figured out what to do with it yet. It just kind of sits over there. Oh yeah, my Strat. I forgot, you guys. This is the third guitar I ever owned. It was black, but I had another black Strat that you guys just saw. And I painted this one myself and put a mint green pickguard on it, and I put some gold hardware on it. Still love this thing, but it sits over here and looks really pretty, and I don't play it enough. I should probably play it more. Story of my life with guitars, because the more guitars you have, the less time you have to play them. There's a little bag I take to every single gig. It has chords in it and anything I usually need. In case I forget something, there's usually some stuff in there. Music stand, bass traps. I built these myself, these red bass traps on the wall. They just make the room not so live, but I feel like this room is a really good room already. I tried putting more treatment on in this room and making it sound better, but it didn't really matter. I think it just sounds good with a little bit of treatment. And put some of these little foam things up that I had some extras laying around. What else can I tell you guys? A little monitor for playback. If I'm doing videos out here, I can play something from my computer and it comes out to this speaker out here. So if I'm doing a video out here for you guys and I want to hear playback, like say I'm playing along to a backing track, I can do that. This room gets some really good really good guitar tones out of it, if you know what I'm talking about. You put your guitar amps in here, and you can go wild in here. You can go wild. You can let it all hang out, and it just sounds good. Oh yeah, also, when there was a shortage of toilet paper, we started stashing and hoarding toilet paper during the pandemic. And we never stopped. We still hoard it. It's in that bathtub, because that bathtub doesn't really get used. What else? Oh, I should show you guys this. I saw this other guy's studio tour, and he had this automatic duster. Let me show you how it works. All right, so basically what you do is this is a rechargeable duster. You can plug in, there's the charging port right there, and has a little brush that comes with it. You could have the brush on there. Or you can take the brush off and go. Anyway, just a good way to, instead of buying canned air, you can just recharge this thing. I think it was like 50 bucks on Amazon. And I use it all the time. Keeps things pretty tidy up here and clean. What else can I show you guys? There's not a whole lot left to show you guys. There actually probably is a lot, but it's just hard to get into it. This is like a little hidden chord and miscellaneous area. Capos, guitar stuff, strings. And then back here behind this curtain, you probably won't be able to see very well. Maybe I'll get a flashlight. Or I can turn one of these videos or one of these cords around. Or I mean one of these soft boxes around. There we go. In here, various boxes from different gear and magazines and DVDs. Little shelf that houses all my like video stuff, like tripods, portable audio recorders for video, stuff like that. In these cabinets are all like mic cables, microphones, just guitar, microphone cables, mics, cords. Top of here I have tons of different lenses for my Sony cameras. These were some old Sony cameras that I used to use before I upgraded. This is still a great lens. I should probably use it more. What else is in here? Just lots of cases for guitars. More video stuff, just boxes. I need to get rid of some stuff. Mic boxes, pedal boxes, product boxes, air conditioner because this room gets hot. And so I built a built-in air conditioner, a mini split air conditioner is what I think what they're called. So this blows right out into my main control room. Here's a view. This is the view you guys kind of get of me when I'm doing my demos. This is kind of a view of the back of what you don't see of the studio. And this right here is an overhead mic that I use. It's a shotgun mic that I use for when you guys hear my dialogue. That's what you're hearing. For some reason, I don't know why, I just don't like lav mics. The kind that you clip on, I don't like those mics. I just like having one mic set up, and it doesn't probably sound as good as a close lav mic, but I just don't like, lav mics tend to have noise associated with them, stuff like that. Anyway, you guys, that is the studio tour 2023. That could have been way longer. Be glad I made it short. I'm starting to feel a little better. I just can't hear out of my ear. And hope you guys have a good Christmas. I'm gonna try to release videos even though I only have one ear. I'm gonna try to do more stuff if I can, now that I'm kind of feeling a little bit better. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about the studio, recording, guitars, pedals, you know, I was really, before I started this guitar channel, because that's really what it is, because if I try to do anything other than guitar on my channel, the algorithm destroys me. Nobody even watches my videos if I don't do something guitar related. So before I even started doing guitar, I was really into studio stuff. I mean, I've always been into guitar, love it. That was my first thing I ever did, was become a guitar player and play in bands. But I got into the whole studio side of things, and if I even try to make a studio video about studio stuff, nobody watches it because most of you guys are guitar dudes that don't care. And the algorithm just does not promote it to the audience that it needs to go to. I don't know how YouTube works. I'm still trying to figure it out, you guys. This is a journey for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all you guys that comment on a regular basis. Love you guys. And here's to 2023 coming up around the corner. And we'll see you guys at the next video. Adios.